Good morning. I hope all of y'all are joining us bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, got your cup of coffee available. It's been a long day already, but it's good because
Yes.
spring sprung yesterday. You have any words of wisdom about spring?
Get out there and enjoy it.
Amen.
And that's one of the things that we're going to be. Hi, everybody. Let's say hi to everybody first.
Okay.
Hi. But
I expect everybody to know us, and because you come on every week, so I expect you to know us. But I'm Carol Henderson, and I have Life by Design, and I want everyone to look better, feel better, and live better. And so that's what I'm about. And my co-host here is ABarbaraEllison. Take it away, Barbara.
And I'm on a mission to make happiness the norm rather than the exception, because I truly believe that each and every one of us, we deserve to lead a happy, healthy, financially free, abundant life.
Yes.
But you know what? Sometimes we just need a little help to get us going in the right direction. Mm-hmm. And so that's what kind of this show is all about, is Monday Motivation. What is going to motivate you to make a little change in your life? So I thought I would share with you one of the things that motivates me. And it's really just, it's an affirmation, is that I wake up and this is a statement, it's more of a statement that I make to myself. I wake up every morning excited for the new day with its opportunities and possibilities for growth and change. And yet sometimes that scares the pants off of me because you know what? We are going to be getting what we put out there. I am looking to make a change in the world, to help others to change their world. Well, in order for me to change somebody else's world, sometimes I have to change my own. Mm-hmm. And that has been just an absolutely interesting and soul-searching type of endeavor for me. And learning about motivating other people, we've had to learn about motivating ourselves.
Yes.
So I just want to thank our audience for listening to us and for making us be better at what we do.
Yes. For holding our feet to the fire.
We're holding our feet to the fire.
Mm-hmm. It's important. And one of my favorite sayings is put your own oxygen mask on first, because people, women especially, are caretakers and they do everything. And we had a friend say today, she said, I always thought that if I wasn't there to take care of my family, who would? And I told her, I said, if you're in the hospital or if you're dead, somebody will. Mm-hmm. They may fall through the cracks for a while. Who knows? So that's all the more reason to put your oxygen mask on first and take care of yourself. And it's not selfish. It is your highest form of giving to someone, is to take care of yourself so that you are there for them. If you've ever known someone who lost their parent at a very young age, it can be devastating. Yeah. And it can be life-changing forever.
Right. One of the little girls that, she's not little anymore. We've had her 4 years. But she came to live with us when she lost her mom at 12. Mm-hmm. And just to see the changes and to know that her mom is missing all of that. Mm-hmm. And she is such a wonderful girl. And we love her, and she's been with us for so long now, but still, that timing of just, and how and I can't imagine losing my mom as a teenager.
Yeah. Well, my little grandson, my middle son's wife died. She was diagnosed with cancer when the baby was 6 weeks old. and she was gone by 9 months. And so, of course, we stepped in and helped, and he took very good care of him. But, one of his friends told me a story, and he and his little boy were at their house or out or something, but there was a couple, and then Aaron and Cohen. And Cohen, they were saying, who's this? Oh, that's Daddy. Who's this? And then he just kind of looked down. He says, I don't have a mommy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When she told me that, and he wasn't even 2 yet. He was just up and around and just talking. And you don't think of them processing things at that time. But everybody he knew had a mommy. And, his cousins had mommies. And so, it is life-changing. It is life-changing. So that brings us to, there's so many ways we talked about going today, but I want to start out with how balanced are you in your life? Do you have good balance? When you walk, do you shuffle? And y'all have heard us talk about Donna Pappengellen. And if you're a fan of this station, you've seen our Thoughtful Thursdays, and she was a guest. And I want to read you something that she read. Here are just some stats. 1 out of 5 falls in the older population cause serious injury, including broken bones and TBI, which is traumatic brain injury. Over 3 million older people are treated in the emergency rooms for fall injuries annually. 800,000 plus will be hospitalized due to their fall injury. Over 300,000 elderly are hospitalized every year due to hip fractures. The CDC says 95% of these hip fractures are caused by falling. But like we said earlier, it's the chicken and the egg situation. Falls are the most common cause of TBI.
Right.
It is astounding. It is astounding. And a way to find if you don't have good balance. Number one, can you stand on one leg without touching anything and pull one foot up? Pull one foot up just like you're taking a step, and stand on the one leg for a minute. And then shift and stand to the other leg for a minute. I have pretty good balance. And coming out of the modeling industry, I taught some balance things, but I can't do it anymore. But 1 minute, test yourself 1 minute on each foot, and it will amaze you. But the biggest cause of a shuffling gait is, rather than picking up your feet, you see elderly shuffle, or they stand at a curb and they stutter step before they step in it. I had a wreck and I caught myself doing the stutter step thing before I had the confidence to step up on a curb. And that lasted for a couple of months till I worked through it with one of my doctors. But shuffling gait rather than picking up one's feet in other adults is a real and or perceived loss of balance. So it doesn't even have to be a real loss of balance. But in order to walk with a proper gait, you must be comfortable with 1 foot off the ground. So if you're shuffling, and I noticed with my husband, y'all know about my husband and his back injury and break and fusion. And he, for a while, shuffled, and I'd be going, pick up your feet. But as he's gotten healthier, and as he's gotten off the medications, and as he is, worked to be healthier, he isn't shuffling anymore. And that is amazing. That's great for me, because the shuffle really irritated me. But I won't tell him that.
And that's one of the things that's all about self-care. Yes. Just putting on your own oxygen mask. And that, because any exercise that you do, no matter what it is, takes a little bit of time. And so often, one of the things that Carol and I both hear was, I don't have time to do that. You don't have time not to do it.
She actually gave us a little exercise to do that you will learn about if you come on our workshop. But it's simple. You do it in the line while you're at the grocery store waiting in line, or you do it at your kitchen cabinet while you're cooking. it was easy. It was quick. It fits into the schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is great. And you don't even have to be shuffly or unbalanced to fall. Barbara said I had to tell this story, and it goes back to, we're going to do some cluttering teaching again, because I was gathering eggs. Y'all know I'm the crazy chicken lady, but I was gathering eggs yesterday, and we had a little heater in the hen house to keep them warm, because we had some freezing, single digit, and we didn't want our little babies to get too cold. But anyway, they had, messed with the wire that went to it. And my husband had unplugged it because they didn't need it. He didn't want it on. So he unplugged it for safety. But what had happened was the cord had gotten across the doorway. And as I was walking out, and, there's deep bedding hay in there. And as I was walking out, it caught my foot. And here I have a basket of eggs here that I didn't want to break. And I fell to the ground. I fell to the ground, both knees, this hand, and gently put the eggs down. Didn't break them. But you don't have to be elderly, and you don't have to be infirm to fall. And that fall could have done some real damage to me. Thankfully, and my angels had me surrounded, and it didn't, but it could have.
Well, that's like today. I happened to go to a celebration of life for a man that lived here in my town, and it turned out that his cousin's wife this week had taken a little bit of a time, didn't think, was doing some gardening and putting in one of those solar lights into her garden. And she just kind of overbalanced, fell forward, broke both her arms.
That's terrible. I didn't catch that earlier when we were talking.
Oh yeah, she broke both her arms.
I mean, you can't wash your hair. You can't you can't brush your teeth.
Get nothing. She's broken both her arms, and one arm in 6 places.
Oh,
so yeah. And she is not elderly by any means. Not elderly by any means. So just it is so important. But one of the things that I'll tell on myself too, because I did take a fall, probably 25 years ago, and had a concussion and had vertigo for a year. That was every time when I laid down, the room would spin. It was awful. Anyways, but one of the things that they showed me how to do was how to test if your balance is off. So this is another little simple test to do that you can, to test if your balance is off at all. And you stand against a wall, like 1 foot length, one of your foot lengths out from the wall. Put your hands at your side, close your eyes. If you start to tilt back, your balance is off. Start doing exercises for it. So like with me the other day, I was explaining how to do it to somebody because we were talking about our workshop that's coming up. Spring into summer and sizzle. Come join us. Anyway, so we were talking about what Donna was going to, and I said, well, this is how you test. And of course, I fell right back because I'm working on my balance. So that's why I was so excited that Donna's going to be teaching us. And they were like, oh, right. And I said, yeah, that's how you test. So you make sure you're against a flat wall, because then if you do start to go back, you don't go anywhere because you're only 1 foot, one of your feet length out from the wall. But it's a great way to test if your balance is slightly off. And if it is, start exercising for it.
Or come to our workshop, because we will be teaching all kinds of good things, and it's very inexpensive. Yeah. So we have it posted on this page, and you can click the link. I'm so excited about it. I am so excited about it. And
the piece that I'm going to be doing, we're going to be talking about personality and how that impacts how you think about yourself.
And it's so cute.
No?
It's so cute.
We're going to be doing a little skit about personality. And so, yeah, just, yeah, who you are. So it's going to be fun.
So unclutter your chicken house if you have one. Okay. I don't want anybody else falling and hurting themselves while they're saving the eggs.
Exactly. You know, and the thing is that, and this just brings us to one of the things that Carol and I have been doing is just, you know, researching things that are trending and research that of things that people are talking about. And one of the things is that talking about just wellness in general. Mm-hmm. What is wellness? You know, the thing is, everybody has a different opinion.
Yes.
Everybody has a different thing that they're working on, which is awesome. You know, because there's a place, there's different dimensions of everything, but they've isolated the 6 main ones. But one of the things that's okay, also they're like, it's emotional wellness, occupational wellness, physical wellness is what we were talking about a little bit, social wellness. Not quite sure what that is. I'm excited to start doing some things with that, but intellectual wellness and spiritual wellness. Mm-hmm. The thing is that, you know, like healthy habits, if you pick one area to start with, practice some healthy habits to get better in that particular dimension, that you know, particular aspect of it.
Well,
but one of the things that
when you do that,
yeah,
go ahead, finish. I
just the thing. I am not a money girl. I'm not a numbers girl. But one of the things that I read that just blew my mind was that the wellness industry, $4.5 trillion per year and growing.
Well, the baby boomers are getting older, and we don't want to. We're fighting it tooth and toenail. And yep. But what I've found with people as I've worked with them in so many different areas is that as they start getting well in one area, it starts spilling over into other areas. Yeah. And then they want to be more well.
Well, I don't know if that's a word.
I don't think it is more well into the other areas. Yeah. But it becomes easier to work on the other areas. Don't jump in and try to be healthy and well in all the areas at once. It will overwhelm you and you'll quit and never progress. So pick an area, pick a lane and run in that lane, and then see as your lane gets wider and you start getting better. Yeah. Just both of us, as we have increased our nutritional wellness and stuff like that, our business wellness has grown. And not even in relationship to that, but in other totally different areas.
Yeah, right. You know, because when you're doing well in one thing, it's like Carol just said, you tend it spills over because the thing is, people notice.
Yes.
People notice. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, gee, can I try that?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the other thing too is, you know, you mentioned you didn't know what social wellness is, but stop and think. How many of you have toxic relationships in your life? Ones that you know are not good for you, whether you have way too much fun when you go out with that person, or they belittle you and tell you how awful and worthless you are, or whether they encourage you to do illegal or immoral things, or are they going, oh, honey, it's all right. You just don't worry about it. We love you anyway. We don't care that you're eating yourself to death or drinking yourself to death. Here, you want another drink? You know, that's a toxic relationship. And so kind of look at your relationships and pray about the ones that you should and shouldn't continue with, because God will help you weed them out if you'll ask. He's just waiting for you to ask. I've known people who had a drug issue and they had to move out of town. Even after coming back from rehab, they fell back in because those were the only people they knew. So they went back into drug rehab and then went somewhere else to live and did great because they were away from that group of friends that were toxic to them. So to me, that would be toxic. I mean, social wellness.
Social, right. You know, and sometimes you'll find your champion. If you do have an issue with something, find somebody that's going to champion you and say, hey, you can do this.
Yes.
You
and they may have to spank your backside.
They might have to, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, because I mean, there are some famous examples of people that have done that. June Carter Cash comes to mind. When Johnny Cash was like, and she went after one of his dealers with a shotgun. Yay! Good.
Yeah.
You know, you need a champion. You need a champion. Find yourself a champion.
And even in business, we found each other. We are each other's champions in making sure that we do this event every day, every week. To bringing the new interviews that we have on the Thoughtful Thursdays. And now we're doing Zalebo Zingers on another channel. It's called The Aging Experts. And so all of that is causing us to do better, causing us to do more, causing us to change more lives. And that's what we're here for, is to change lives.
Right.
And that's why we ask you to share and comment and give us feedback and all of those things. It's not for our egos, but the more people that know about what we do, the more people can get. If you just get one idea out of each of our broadcasts, just one aha moment, we've done great. Okay. If we've changed one life, it matters.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. So it has just been such a blessing to, to have this platform. And when you think about it, back in the day, now anyone can start a Zoom show. Mm-hmm. Anyone can start a Zoom show. Back in the day, it was only movie stars that did book tours and did interviews. And I mean, you had to be
studios
huge.
And all this.
You had to have studios and
thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And got a phone?
Now, if you have a phone and they do one of the men that we were talking to today, he does a faster class. He started out just doing these 2 minutes of teaching one thing. He calls them golden nuggets. Mm-hmm. So he started out just teaching a 2-minute faster class. Well, now so many people are coming to him saying, well, gee, can I do one? Oh, can I do one? In the last 2 weeks, he's gotten 20 people who want to do them. It was like, oh, I'm going to do one. Find something. There's no ceiling. There's no anything no detriment. There's nothing that is stopping you. You can pursue anything.
And if you're worried about it,
one
start
of those
with TikTok.
6 habits of wellness.
Yeah. Start with something little, a story on Facebook. And find a friend to run with, because it's more fun.
And it's more fun to do it with a friend than it is to do it by yourself. Yep. So anyways, anything else, Ms. Carol, that we have? We did not talk about our event and when it is and what people are, and how to get to it.
Okay.
So you can do that.
On this page, there are links. It's called the Spring into Summer and Sizzle. And it's not so much about being some beach babe, but if the beach is what you want, be happy there. But it helps you to see life better in all the areas. There's 3 of us. We all cover different things, and it's a workshop, and the link to sign up is on this page. And I will also put a link in the description of this show so that you have it handy. But it's going to be fun, and you can even upgrade to where you get a private session with Barbara, a private session with me, and a private session with Donna Pepengalen, and lots of other free things that we're offering. So we highly recommend that you come on this. We're excited about it. So
so it's going to be March 30th,
mm-hmm.
2 to 3:30 Central Time,
and we'll probably go over to 4, so block it out.
Well, probably yes, because you and me, between the 3 of us, we tend to talk.
Because it'll be question and answer too. You can ask your questions live right then and there and get your answers, and we can cover things in that last little bit too.
Right. Yeah. So it's going to be kind of like, just come as you are. We are going to be on Zoom, but we are not limiting it to, we're having it as a meeting so that everybody's going to be seeing each other. So, just come and don't worry about, what you look like, but just come. I mean, be in your casuals.
Yeah.
But just come and be prepared to, but we would like people to come on and participate, ask questions, and we're going to be answering them live. Bring your coffee, sit around the table. When Donna's working with you, you may want to get up and move around. And so, come, bring your friends, It is going to be so much fun. 2:00, March 30th, right? Central time. 2 o'clock. We do have people 2 o'clock Central Time. Yes. You do have to do some of the math. Yeah. So yes, because once in a while, the time zone gremlins get me. And all of a sudden it's like, where are you? Well, it's not until 1 o'clock. Yeah, well, no, 1 Eastern time, and I'm in Central. Oh, it's now. Okay. So this is going to be at 2 o'clock Central Time. Come join us. Yeah. We look forward. And one of the reasons why we're doing this is because, the spring is the time of renewal and of you're going to be becoming more active. You're going to be becoming more active outside. So how are you going to feel about yourself being outside, which is my part? How are you going to be walking and doing stuff outside, which is kind of Donna's part? And Carol's part of it is, how are you putting those things together? And how has something that's happened, something as simple as a fender bender, how has that impacted how you feel about yourself, what you're doing with yourself, and how you're moving? Yeah. Well, just a couple of years ago, I was rear-ended, and it was a pretty hard hit. It didn't look like a hard hit, but I actually had to learn to walk again. I mean, I could get around, but I had to learn to walk and use my body properly, so that, because I was guarding, and I was guarding the injuries so that I wouldn't hurt, but that it started getting me stoved up, I guess is the term that people used when I was younger. But I stoved up, and like I said, I was stutter stepping, getting up on a curb and stuff like that. And that's not me. And that, I could not stand in my bathroom, in the middle of my bathroom, and put on pants or even panties. I could not do that. I had to lean against a wall and lift each leg and get dressed. And, that's not good health. That had started me down a wrong road. Thankfully, I had a doctor I worked with that helped me. He was a natural doctor, and he helped me with the physiology of it, much like what Donna is going to do with you in this workshop. And the thing is Donna has worked. She was over all the baseball at Rice University as the trainer.
And she worked with Major League Baseball with some of their farm teams, the Texas Rangers and the Giants. And so she knows what she's doing. She knows how to rehabilitate people. So especially if you are not, I was going to say not in tip-top shape, but if you're not able to stand on each foot for 1 minute without touching something or wobbling, you need to take this class. It will change your life.
Yeah. And get started. Mm-hmm. And if you are noticing a little something, it'll give you a starting place.
It'll help. The quicker you start, the easier it will be, and the faster you will heal.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Don't go all the way down the road and have to come back.
Exactly. Because it comes under the heading of prevention.
Yes.
Because the more that you can do to prevent something happening, mm-hmm. the better off it is.
Yeah. So
anyways,
I guess Carol, we've rattled for long enough today.
So we are up and going, and we are looking forward to you coming. And spring into your summer and sizzle.
Yes.
It's going to be fun.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye.